When you start to give a fuck is when you start to fuck up in life. You have to give a fuck, but at the same time, you can't give a fuck. It's one of those paradoxes that are at the highest level of enlightenment. The reason that I made it this far, the reason that I'm going to continue to go as far as I'm going to continue to grow as far as I continue to grow, is because I honestly and sincerely do not give a fuck about as many things as you give a fuck, which are insignificant. Whatever you why your world is yours. I give a fuck about the right things and don't give a fuck about the insignificant things. You people are being held back in your lives because you give a fuck about insignificant bullshit, trivial bullshit, trite bullshit, and don't actually focus on the actually important things. I hear so many people in a day say so much shit out of their psyches, so much shit out of their mouths. And that shit has nothing to do with the achievement of any particular goal. And I sit back and as I hear them talking some dumb shit, I'm like, don't you have something to do? Whether that's clean your fucking room, pick that fucking sock up, hit the fucking gym, stop being a bitch. There's so many levels of, don't you have something to do? Don't you have something to do? Right, so whatever why your world is yours. When you give a fuck about the right shit and don't give a fuck about the wrong shit, you'll get way further in life. I'm at the point and we're at the precipice where we're the rawest, the realest, and I've learned from the rawest and the realest. Shouts out to the bass god and shouts out to Wes Watson. I've only been attracted to raw and real, motherfucker. Everybody needs to be coddled. We don't speak that frequency. These frequencies don't vibrate. If you don't match the frequency of true authenticity, you're gonna stay at the bottom. It's just what it is. People think that because we're out here looking to help those who are looking to help themselves, that we must coddle and play into everybody else's energy. Remember, in the work that we do, the customer is definitely not the fuck right. The customer is always right. The customer is coming into the door because the customer is fucked up and wrong in life. They're incorrect and they're seeking correction. The customer is not right. That's why we're doing business. That's why we're undergoing guidance. That's why we're seeking mentorship. Whatever you why your world is yours. That's why I'm here to serve you, because you fucking suck and you're not right. And it takes you to admit that you fucking suck and that you're not right to no longer suck, to get better and to get right, right? So whatever you are, your world is yours. These frequencies don't vibrate because we move on authenticity. Everybody wants to be coddled. You've already failed the test. You're not a real motherfucker. And I'll tell you this. I look around the room, I look around the world, I see how things move. And now that we're moving at the highest degree of authenticity, I might articulate myself and speak a certain vernacular. At the same time, I might tell you to suck a dick and die poor. I don't give a fuck. And that's what goes back to the beginning of this message. I just don't give a fuck. And that's why people fuck with me. Because I don't give a fuck to take the truth and package it in some way that maybe you can fuck you. If you don't take the truth, nigga, you gonna die the loser. Anyway, I'm getting to the point. The point is this. I look around and I see that fake people click up with fake people. Fake people click up with fake people. And real people click up with real people. I look in every gym, every environment, every social setting. The fake niggas be clicked up with the fake niggas and the real niggas be in passing fucking with the real niggas, because real niggas don't even click up like that. You feel me? We might congregate, we might click up, but we're so in our own frequencies and respect people who are in their own frequencies that a simple dat or a simple positive thought across the ether is sufficient. Consider the vibrations raised. So as we step into the authenticity and finally we step into the integrity, right? Because we've only made this shit about keeping our motherfucking word since day one. Every Tuesday, every Thursday, every Saturday, what have you gotten? A video from my heart and from my soul. Every day, 245. Every day, 444. I'm not even counting anymore. I'm probably at 1,000. I never fucking miss. Every day at the gym. If the gym opens at 5 a.m., you get a 5 a.m. on the dot recording of me documenting the fact that I'm there on point, on time, never a minute late, ever. 7 a.m. because it's Saturday or Sunday, same shit. We're on point. I'm not a 5:05 motherfucker. I'm not a 5:04. I'm not a 7:30. I'm not a 9:34. I'm a 5 a.m. on the motherfucking dot because my motherfucking word counts. And that's what y'all all don't realize. You give a fuck about all the wrong shit. You seek validation, or you're afraid of being disapproved of by people whose word don't even mean shit to their goddamn self. So when you only validate yourself with the fact that your word is the only thing that means anything to you, imagine how fucking far you would get in life. Imagine how much further in life you would be if you didn't give a fuck about what he, she, they, who, them, the fuck thought. Because dumb motherfuckers don't even give a fuck about what their word matters to them. They betray themselves. You know those motherfuckers when they get together and you on your positive frequency and they're like, oh nah man, it's okay to take a toke. It's okay to, just take a drink, Betray yourself with me. Those motherfuckers, you know what I'm saying? So whatever you want, your world is yours. What it boils down to is real vibe with the real. Real is already rare. So if you're an actual, authentically real person, you're already one of the few. And it's about quality over quantity, because we already know in any given situation, 95% of the population is below the standard deviation above what the fuck? What is it? 95% is encompassing of 2 standard deviations and below. So you want to become an outlier, right? You want to become the top 2.5% of the tail, anything above 3 standard deviations above the mean. You want to be exceptional. You want to be excellent, because at the far end, at the other side of the bell curve, I'm giving you a statistical analysis at this point. At the far end of the bell curve, you have extreme outliers who are fucked up and losing at the worst level. The point here is to never be average. It's never to be approximated to average. It's to separate oneself and elevate oneself above average. You want to be exceptional. You want to be excellent. You need to be extraordinary, not to be ordinary. Nah, we're not going for that. Whatever you are, your world is yours. So what it boils down to is real being rare. Authentic is what the fuck we are. I just don't give a fuck. Say what it is, what it been. Nigga been base since he been before YWY. So it was base before YWY. And we don't know if he met Lil B, if he met the bass god, if he met Lil B and the bass god, but we know we've seen him on several occasions interacting with Lil B in person and having a deep relationship with that individual as the first mentor on the first level of self-actualization. So real nigga shit, if you really pay attention and if you know the levels of bass, 32 levels of bass, a nigga is really level 7 bass god in his own heme. Whatever you are, your world is yours. I'm not trying to segue into nothing that a lot of y'all are not ready to comprehend, but for those who do understand what I just said, you know what the fuck I just said. 32 levels of bass, from turf bass to level 7 itself. Consider the vibrations raised. We are at that frequency, and we are at that magnitude, and we are at that clarity. Through crystal bass, through plant bass, through every level. DM me if you really want to know the rest. But I'll say this. Then we started fucking with Wes. Wes is one of the realest, most authentic, if not top-notch, real and authentic motherfuckers on this planet. Y'all lucky y'all don't actually get to meet who the fuck that is, because a lot of y'all motherfuckers will be fucked over in life. Consider the vibrations raised. Listen, real respects real. Real associates and congregates, aggregates with real. It's the law of affinity. Affinity is one of the nuances of the law of vibration, right? We're talking about actual magnetism, physics, etc. Certain things have an affinity for other things. Fake niggas hate real shit. Real niggas hate fake shit. And I'm not going to use the word niggas as much, because so many of you will just think that we're saying black people and see it as an epithet for black people. And an epithet is not necessarily a negative connotation, a slur, a derogatory term, but an epithet is a word that is used to characterize and describe a certain individual, a certain set of individuals. So if I say niggas, when niggas usually say niggas, I'm gonna just give white people, Asian people, whoever the fuck is not niggas, as people have been taught niggas is niggas, right? Game. When niggas say niggas, niggas just mean everybody. But I'm gonna say it like this. Real people fuck with real people. Fake people fuck with fake people. Fake people hate real people shit. Fake people hate the real shit. Truth hurts the fake people. And fake shit, real people don't fuck with. Real people don't fuck with fake shit. Fake shit annoys, agitates, and irritates real fucking people. So you have to pick your fucking side. And I'm moving into this frequency. The world gets a reality check, because when you start off in the park and you're working out, and it's all cute and fun and games, right? and you get the muscles, and the motherfuckers start leaning on their materials or leaning on whatever they can acquire, but they never became. And we only focused on being and becoming. So as I have more than you, remember that I became more than you. And I emphasized and only validated myself with the fact that I was being and becoming more. You can make more money, money can't make you more. So we made ourselves more, and the money just came after. Consider the vibrations raised. And as I said, we're going to continue to grow in this direction the way we're growing, because there's no limit, because we're focused on being and becoming and validating ourselves with the fact that we won't be fake to ourselves, and our true highest standard never accommodate our shortcomings. And all we're ever going to do is validate ourselves with integrity and ability to keep our word, which finally is the reason that a lot of people is shook up right now, because they can't play that game. They can't play, let's see who can keep their word. It's nothing, because self-love. Evolution is effortless when the self-love is real. So while you think it's a game and you trying to play keep up and you trying to do a 3-3-3 or a 4-4-4, yeah, I saw all that shit. You trying to do all this shit to match and mirror and mimic me. Yeah, you playing off my swag. Niggas know that. Seen it, you dropped the ball, you failed, you missed, because you're not real. The real ones do it effortlessly. It comes to us naturally. We want to do it. We want to exceed. You don't just want to succeed or do enough to get by. You motherfuckers is doing just enough to get by, calling that shit a day's work. We want to do the most. You're doing the bare minimum. We seek to do the maximum. And when we see what we believe to be the maximum, we actually see we can even exceed that. You're fucking with people who really don't give a fuck about the shit you give a fuck about. That's why you're going to always be at the lesser frequency until you tap into the actual frequency of sincerity, authenticity, self-love, contribution, building. Consider the vibrations raised. Evolution has always been the only solution. We only validate ourselves with the fact that we keep our word to myself. I keep my word to myself. We keep our words to ourselves. So, and in doing so, we could never fail, because the only thing we need to do is the things that we need to do. The only things we need to do are the things that we need to do. So while y'all are all doing other shit that you don't need to do, which are adding to you regressing in life, reseeding in life, right? Because we have succeed, we have exceed. You are reseeding in life, like a receding hairline. Yeah, you're going backwards, homie. Yeah, you're fucking with a different level of intelligence. Sheikhy Chic, and I don't give a fuck about no content, because lastly, a lot of you motherfuckers is out here making content. Niggas is just being themselves. And if you would actually know how to be yourself and stop trying to make content, maybe you get further in life. But you're not really comfortable in your own skin to not give a fuck and say whatever the fuck you want to say, when you want to say it, how you want to say it, knowing that it's loaded with the intention to help and to heal instead of to hurt. Because a lot of people mask their fucking bullshit coddling ass words. They're articulate and they'll say it in this way, but they're speaking in a way with the intention to hurt. Everything we've ever said was to uplift. We never called you anything out of your name. We only called you up. You think you're getting called out. You're getting called up. You're being pulled up. But you such a bitch. You just hear the basics. Consider the vibrations raised. I could go on for days, years, months, because it's effortless. It's actually in us. Now you reflect on who the fuck you're going to be in this life. Are you going to improve yourself to the level that you want to improve yourself to, that you know you need to actually respect yourself? Because if you made it only about self-respect, then you would have to achieve certain things. Not simply acquire certain things, but to be a certain thing at a certain level. And then also acquire and have and possess and experience things at a certain level. They're not mutually exclusive, nor are they inextricably linked, being and having. It's about having an order of operations, having an order of values, having a hierarchy of values which are actually conducive to everlasting growth. People who acquire without becoming end up having a bunch of shit and experiencing that shit at the lowest level possible, because you have to still experience you. I've been in $2 million condos 2 years straight. The fuck? I've had it all in a certain fashion. You get the car, you get all of that. But if you don't enjoy being yourself, if you can't even experience yourself at the highest level because you look in the mirror and you see an individual who betrays themselves, who sells themselves out, who looks like shit, who poisons themselves, who betrays themselves, who isn't the individual that they actually respect, then none of it can be seen clearly. Have the money, have the ability to travel wherever, whenever, live wherever, see whatever, taste, eat whatever, wear whatever, drive whatever. None of that shit matters, and everybody who the fuck has money knows that shit. Consider the vibrations raised. So who are you gonna be? An individual who sits there and disapproves of themselves because they're afraid that other people are gonna disapprove of them. So then you have to inevitably then disapprove of yourself, right? Because you disapproved of what you truly believe for yourself out of fear of being disapproved by other people who don't even approve of them fucking selves, right? So you are seeking other people's validation, and your validation here needs to be only your word being kept to you. You should fear your own disapproval. You should fear your conscience's disapproval. You should feel your creator's disapproval, our creator's disapproval, before these fucking shitbag creatures full of shit, literally, fucking, yo, bro. So as we continue to only dive and deal with what the next best thing that must happen, because it's not about doing what we can or men do what they can. Men do what they must. So when you get on that level of doing what you must without non-negotiations, no negotiations, because the only validation that you have is you having integrity, you keeping your word to whatever that voice in your heart, that voice in your conscience, that voice in your spirit, in your soul that's giving you that navigation, that cosmic navigation system, which is your conscience, which is your intuition, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, those promptings from within, you must follow those. You motherfuckers is looking for the easy way. We want the best way. And when you look at it easy versus best, the best way is the best way, but you bitches is trying to shortchange the price. We don't give a fuck about the price, we want the life. We don't give a fuck about the price, we want the life. So we'll pay that shit in full, and I'll pay gratuity, and I'll pay the tip, and I'll pay 2 times what you're expecting, because we don't give a fuck about the cost. We want to be that. We want that life. We want that capacity. And ultimately, everybody is seeking freedom. But everybody is seeking freedom in the same places that they're finding restrictions and limitations on their own existence. And when you realize that these pathways and these habits and these behaviors are actually natural to life, evolutionary behaviors, working out, treating yourself respectably, keeping yourself in preservation and keeping yourself intact. This is not a health thing. People are like, oh, why? What made you get healthy? Are you dumb or are you fucking stupid? You've normalized lack of health. You've normalized illness so much that you think that illness is the default state. I can go on for years, but question the quality of your questions, because at the end of the day, the real question that you're asking is, how did you have the courage to be who you wanted to be and have the balls and the spine? And it's like, well, I chose to be the man that I fucking respect, irrespective of anybody else's respect. My respect matters more to me. But you've never questioned why you're such a bitch. Yeah, you're the one who is not what they want to be, how they want to be, as they want to be, when they wanted to be it. And you're questioning what made me begin having and being what the fuck I want to have and be. You're questioning that, but you're not questioning the fact that you're a bitch. Consider the vibrations raised. Evolution only solution. My people hear me loud and the fuck clearly. So if you ain't hearing this, then like we said earlier in this, and shouts out to West for that quote, these frequencies don't vibrate. We not switching our frequency to match the low. The low gotta match the high. The high is gonna get higher and higher and higher. The high never comes down to the low. If the low wants to not be low anymore, the low gotta come up to the top flow. You feel me? Consider the vibrations raised. Evolution only solution, self-mastery only success. We're going into Ramadan. It is what it is. We don't got time, and I don't give a fuck. I will be back in the fucking park working out. I will be back on EBT with a free cell phone, still waking up every day with the only goal is to keep my motherfucking word to myself, to my people, to my creator, and to never betray myself and my values out of fear of the disapproval of people who don't even fucking approve of themselves because their words don't even mean shit to them. So when your word is the only thing that fucking matters to you in this life, not their disapproval, not this outcome, not whether I'll have this or get this, you're a fucking sellout if your word is compromisable for any outcome outside of you keeping your word for keeping your word's sake, because who the fuck is out here respecting anybody who doesn't keep their word? I could look at a motherfucker and see how much of their word they keep to themselves or how much they lie to themselves. You feel me? So it's about keeping your word. And if we just simply focus on that, fuck the sage, fuck the crystals, fuck the seances, fuck the tarot cards, fuck astrology, fuck every fucking thing you could buy at some hippy dippy fucking kumbaya shop. Fuck all of that shit. How about you just keep your motherfucking word? Huh? You ever tried that? Instead of trying this bullshit over there and buying this bullshit over there, you can't buy this shit, bro. Evolution can be guided, never provided. And if you actually pay attention to any quote-unquote religion, any quote-unquote philosophy, their ways of life and means of conduct, they're nothing more than that. They're not just, I say, kumbaya, assalamu alaikum, shalom, peace, namaste. No, these are not fucking costume parties to be assumed and everybody's playing a fucking charade. Each one of these are a path and a gateway to a superior degree of self-comprehension, which then leads to superior conduct. You motherfuckers think you dealing with some fitness motherfucker on Instagram. You're dumb. Are you stupid or are you dumb? Pick one. I believe in everybody's ability to get to where they need to be and to become the highest expression of themselves. But you have to realize and recognize you're not there. I don't call myself poor because poor is a mindset. You don't have money. You're incapable. You're financially weak, physically weak, mentally and emotionally weak. You're weak. You're incapable. Admit it. That's the best place to start. People talk about denial and all this other shit. Admitting this shit is the first step to actually getting better in life. Consider the vibrations raised. I love everybody. I don't got time to explain anything outside of, if you don't decide to get involved with the Ascendancy, then you're actually choosing to express to the world that you are a worthless piece of shit. It's not about money. I'm way beyond the money. I have the money. I have the resources. I can do what I want, wear what I want. I can't necessarily drive everything that I want, but I can drive damn near anything that I want, right? But I have higher standards and I deserve better. So what I'm going to do is earn better by delivering better to more people. It's as simple as that. There's nobody in the game other than Wes Watson that is of this caliber in this own respect, who has this level of integrity as the cornerstone of their being. They all miss. They all tell you it's okay. It's okay to miss. It's okay to... And they all feminine. These bitch ass niggas. These niggas is bitch ass niggas. You heard? Gangster. Really? Sheikhy Chic. Whatever you are, your world is yours. It's about getting shit done. So I don't see nobody in the game. They all tried. They all missed. They all mediocre. They all washed up. They all afraid to say what they really want. They all adopt different costumes and different fucking charades just to, you know, get you to believe that they're on some type of level. They're all charlatans, because if I never spoke another Muslim phraseology again, another Buddhist, another Hindu, another Christian, another Zoroastrian, another any formalized body of lexicon which is attached to metaphysics, right? If I never used any of their verbiages ever again, I would still be able to communicate the message. Consider the vibrations raised. Evolution, only solution. Self-mastery, only success. I love you guys. I'm always going to be real. And that's why the real people feel the real. The fake people are repelled. The law of attraction works in two directions. You attract by magnetism, and every pole has its repellent. So as the realer you get, the faker they will become. Remember that. The realer you get, the faker they will become. but the vacuum is disgusted and abhorred by nature. So nature will never leave any empty space. You must be able to clear the space of the fake, repel the fake, and sit there, and the world, the universe, everything will attract what needs to be in your life. But a lot of y'all fail at that point. Y'all fear when the things seem like they're going away. You don't even like these people. These people don't even like you. These people don't even fuck with you. They're not even on your frequency. The life that you have is not even the life that you really want and respect. So why the fuck are you so afraid to let go of the circumstances and the conditions and the people that never added value to your life in the first place? Why are you holding on to things, people, places, things, situations, scenarios, thoughts, beliefs, which at the end of the day are not adding any value, but only taking up the space where that if you were to replace these things with valuable things, then you would be amplified and magnified to a whole different frequency. I love you guys. I gotta chill because I'm out here on a whole different frequency and these humans ain't ready for that. But Ramadan's about to begin and I love y'all. If you watch this whole video, you wanted a realist. But if you walk away from this shit and you don't actually tap in with Sheikhy Chic and get in tune with the Ascendancy, shouts out to Zayed, man. Zayed, you my mans, bro, on history. We just made history. You know what I'm saying? But shouts out to the real ones that's actually pulling off real things. Shouts out to Tiffany. You know what I'm saying? Shouts out to the people that are staying true to themselves and being authentic and being positive symbols of positive possibility and potential in this life. I love y'all. Let's keep it growing. Let's keep it flowing. Results over everything. One thing you gonna take away from this video: keep your motherfucking word to yourself. Let your word be the only thing that's worth anything to you, and watch how your life changes. You give a fuck about them. Start giving a fuck about you and your word and your words. Fuck them and their disapproval. They don't even approve of themselves. So when we get on an objective basis, just remember that one thing: your word. Keep it to yourself and approve of yourself and fear your own disapproval. Fuck the approval or disapproval even being speculated of those who don't even approve of themselves in silence and whose words don't even mean shit to them. Integrity is the cornerstone of everything in this universe. It's the first law of anything in this universe. Consider the vibrations raised.